You're watching Tony and Chelsea, or Chelsea and Tony, live. And
Today's
this
episode
is brought to you by Squarespace.
Squarespace.
Squarespace is a really easy and beautiful way to make a personal website, a portfolio, or your professional website. If you want to use Squarespace, which you should want to, you should go to squarespace.com/Tony and enter the coupon code PHOTONEWS.
You don't sound very confident about that. In fact, we change it all the time, and I'm never quite sure what the code's supposed to be.
It doesn't matter, but when you use that code, it does matter because it lets them know that we're making a difference.
Yeah, and it gives you 10% off after your 14-day free trial if you decide to sign up. So use our coupon code. Squarespace is a great way to make your portfolios look awesome. It's not just for portfolios, but any type of website you might want. Because, you know, a lot of you are like doctors, and maybe you want to advertise your doctor's office or whatever. Any type of website. Make it really
it's
easy.
clean,
You don't have to be a nerd.
It's easy.
It's
It
like
looks
the only site that makes it easy to set up and looks great on mobile devices. We'll look at some Squarespace portfolios in a little bit. Okay. If you already have set up your Squarespace portfolio, go to sdp.io/link, send us a link, and we'll take a look at it during the live show, maybe.
Let's do that.
We'll see.
Hashtag TC Live. If you have questions, comments, queries, drawings of us, then you could...
That's not a bad idea.
You could tweet them to hashtag TC Live.
You can also communicate with us during the course of the live show in the comments just by typing a comment. Siobhan is in there. She's looking at your comments. She'll ask us over the course of the show. So 2 ways to communicate with us. After the live show, you can always add a comment and we might respond.
This week's photos, bird photos. We love birds. We are bird nerds, and we feel that many of you probably are too. So submit your bird pictures, and we'll say everything wrong with them. We might even say what's right with them too.
Speaking of birds, this is the perfect time to break out my new shirt. One of the readers turned me onto this. I think it's from Red
What's that have to do with birds?
Because I always end up cropping the wildlife photos. Everybody always like includes this uncropped photo that's super wide angle, and I tell people to go real tight, crop it like it's hot.
Crop it like it's hot.
This picture was taken with the brand new Canon T6i.
It looks beautiful.
Like a low-end camera. It turned out just fantastic. Of course, I had it attached to a super expensive lens, but...
Next week, creative portraits.
I like that idea.
Do cool makeup. Have a neat prop.
Story or something.
A story.
Yeah, we don't want to see any headshots.
I don't want it to just be like the old hand on the chin.
Owen Mills style.
Yeah. Make it pop. Make it interesting.
300,000 subscribers.
That's how many we have now.
Nobody else really cares, but we've been celebrating a little bit.
I like big round numbers.
Yeah.
And I cannot lie.
It's a small celebration because 250,000 is like a more round number than 300,000, I think. I think the next big celebration is
500.
500.
Then 1 million.
And then 1 million is a really big celebration. We have a couple of pieces of new gear in. The Canon 5DSR is on loan to us for only a couple of days. We got it at the worst possible time because we're going to be out of town over the weekend, and then
we can bring it on
Memorial
our
Day.
Trip.
Yeah, so we'll keep shooting with it. We should have a video out hopefully this evening, like right after the live show. It's rendering right now. We did
I have
a
to
quick set
say,
of tests.
I'm really impressed with Canon because they gave us the camera to review, and they're like, whatever, do side by side, do comparison, because we told them, they were like, do we have any restrictions? We were going to not take the camera if there were restrictions, and they said, no, do whatever you want. So
all we have to do is say that it's a beta camera, but I think it's basically final.
It's a beta.
Like, I think they're going to be releasing it really soon, so I don't think they're making any major changes, certainly not to the hardware.
They could.
You can get our samples. We'll post these in the video coming up soon, but go to sdp.io/5DSR beta samples, and you could download some raw files from the test that we did today.
Yeah.
But spoiler alert, it's super sharp.
Spoiler alert.
Unbelievable.
It's off the chain.
Yeah, we compared it to the 5D Mark III and the D810 and even the Olympus EM5 Mark II in high-res mode. It was far sharper than any of them. It was fantastic to work with.
We have a video coming up soon on that.
Today, yeah.
Today.
We also got the Sigma 24-105. We had the Nikon version, and somebody finally bought our old Canon 24-105. Okay. So I'd like to sell, and then I bought the Sigma because it's better.
Cool.
We did a full review of it, and it's just a better lens.
This poll seems outdated. What's happening?
No, it's the poll today is what's your favorite wildlife
lens?
Go to sdp.io/poll10. Participate in the poll, and we'll check on the results a little bit later.
Poll 10.
You want to see if anybody sent in any pictures? I'll start an import. I wanted to go through some more of these landscape pictures from last week.
Why?
because we had so many, we couldn't get through them all. And there were some fantastic ones. Like, look at this picture. And we just had so many great pictures last week that we didn't get to see. So we'll have to go through them again really
That is
soon.
interesting.
That one's not in focus, but I just want to say thanks so much for all the landscape pictures. We really struck. Oh, look at this guy's picture. Just
That
they had
is
so
really
many
good.
fantastic pictures. We ended the show last week and then continued looking at people's pictures for some reason. I don't know why we didn't just stay live. Start to import some people's bird pictures. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is a popular theme today.
I knew birds would be. Birds are wonderful.
Siobhan and Eloise, you guys have any comments or questions while we start to look at pictures?
Yes, yes. If you would go on a travel holiday around the world for a year, what camera would you take? You are only allowed one lens and one body.
What would you take, Chels?
Something small. Maybe like a Sony A7 or something.
That's a good point. Because with travel, man, especially if you're moving around a lot, you know, we often go to Europe and we'll spend like 3 days in each city.
Yeah.
And you're throwing your bags on trains and packing them up, and then, you know, you're walking like miles and miles every day.
I mean,
The
we'll
weight
walk,
of something like that is too much.
Yeah. We'll walk 10 plus miles a day, every day, and you just get exhausted. And my shoulder actually starts to get really sore,
Hmm.
like to an unhealthy extent. So yeah, I'd bring something small.
Well, I would take the Sony Alpha 7 II, which is what I took to Spain. But if I were going to be gone that long, I'd want a zoom. In fact, I'd probably want that Sigma 24 to 105, and you can't get it natively. So
You know what?
maybe I'd have to take that, the
I-
5DS.
I think you could take the 5DS and I'll take the Sony, and then we'll switch when our arms get tired.
That's not a bad idea.
Because we do that sometimes.
Or we could get like some sort of dual strap where we suspend it between us, so the weight is kind of like a two-man lift kind
No,
of
that
thing.
is just too much.
I think I just invented something new.
I can't do that. The couple strap.
We'll come back to Shavana in a
That's
sec. Let's take a look
kinky.
at a few pictures. Here we have two birds fighting over a fish. This is just an incredible moment. I would be so excited to capture this. Can you believe that is two birds fighting over a fish?
Can you zoom in so I can see?
It is zoomed in. That's as tight
What
as
is
I can get.
happening? Is that a goldfish?
It's taken with a 1D Mark II-N, which isn't an especially high resolution camera, and cropped tightly. But yeah, it seems to be some kind of goldfish. Anyway, fantastic moment. Think about wildlife photography is you're sitting there and you're waiting for that moment to happen. Because it's
Yeah.
not like in the studio where you make the moment happen. It's not like landscapes where you plan out the moment and then hope for
Yeah.
the weather. No, you sit there and you just wait and you wait and you wait. And something like this doesn't happen frequently, but he was in the right place at the right
Doesn't
time with
happen
his finger on the
frequently. I've
shutter
never
and all
seen
the
this
right settings.
happen.
Yeah, that's spectacular.
Usually they're just sitting there like that.
Yeah. The GBH, Great Blue
A
Heron.
good model.
Yeah, I feel like this is a little blue, right?
Yes, and a bit underexposed.
Yeah, so I brightened it up. The auto wasn't perfect, but good straight picture. Now, this is a good picture. And once you get a picture like this, then you begin to try to outdo yourself. Wildlife photography,
A little sharp.
against yourself.
You are.
So you try to get closer, which gives you a sharper picture. That's the best way to get sharp pictures. But then you also wait for the right moment. And with a GBH, you sit there and you wait until he grabs the fish.
A fish, yeah.
And he's got a shutter at 1/500th, which is good if the bird is still, but that's not really the shot you want. So you set your settings up not for what the bird's doing now, but what it's going to be doing. And when he grabs that fish, you want to be at 1/2000th. You want to be at 1/4000th, something much faster. So you set up your camera at that high shutter speed and you wait for him to grab that fish. And then you just keep going back day after day after day until you get the right angle. Backlighting would be a little nicer too. Like get there a little earlier in the morning. It looks like he's got the light high in the sky.
This little guy's adorable. Can
Yeah.
I take the...
Take the wheel.
Oh,
Beautiful light in the background. I love that red. I don't know if it's just a reflection of a building or what, but
yeah.
it's really nice.
I would bring up the exposure a little. It's hard because you don't want to blow out those whites, but you want his eye to be exposed properly.
Yeah, you can recover those
and then
highlights.
you can go
some.
in and you can just kind of go like that. Oh, that's teeth whitening, so that's not going to help.
So she's using the Dodge adjustment brush here in Lightroom.
I'm
and
doing
just
a
bringing
really
up
rough
the eye
job,
a little bit.
but
Yeah.
you can see that it just helps a little bit. Darker eye, lighter eye.
Yeah, and yeah, you could pull those highlights down to save a little bit more, but overall, yeah, just a better exposure. Make sure the key part of the subject, which is usually the eye, is nice and bright. Also, I don't like most pictures where the subject is facing away at all.
Yeah.
For birds, perfect profile is good.
You're
They look good
stickler
like
for
that. Or at an angle towards you. Birds also don't look good like straight on. They tend to look like kind of goofy.
Yeah, their faces look funny. Work on that, birds. There. Brightens him. What? Oh my gosh, I like that one. He's like, where are you going?
That one is really cute.
And I feel like the other bird just saw a french fry.
Yeah, that's seagulls for you.
Wait, go back. I think I'd like this in black and white.
Oh, yeah, I think that works well.
I like that picture so much. The cute little legs get me.
I'm going to brighten this up a little bit.
Crow is my favorite.
Erase the shadows some. Yeah,
It's
dark
hard.
birds like that are such a challenge,
I love the
especially against a
shapes,
bright sky.
but it's just so hard when you can't see their eyes. That eye contact is really important.
Yeah,
But I do like the composition and the shape here. It's nice.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful picture. Now the whole picture seems very dark.
Yeah,
because
they expose for the bird, which is the right thing to do.
right, because a picture like this, it would be so easy to overexpose it. I do it all the time. Well,
Sometimes you can bring up
especially when you're beginning, and the bird will just be completely blown out. So yeah, you can bring up the shadows some and try to balance it. That actually doesn't look very good, but yeah, beautiful picture. You do want all this texture in there, but you also want it to be close to white, which they did. Just perfect shot. Nicely done.
I like that shot a lot. Oh
Um,
my gosh, ducks are the cutest.
but just to nitpick, because I try to be helpful, you're at 1/800th of a second here, and with a perched bird, you can definitely go slower. Like you can shoot it, especially if the
You
lens
can
has
go
image
slower,
stabilization. You
but
can be
it's
at
like-
1/50th, 1/200, 1/250th.
This is the thing with taking pictures of birds that's so difficult is, yeah, he could go slower for this pic, but then the bird would probably get up and fly away. And then that always happens. It seems like,
Oh, and then you want to catch it flying.
yeah, yeah.
So I leave my camera in shadow priority most of the time doing birds. So
that
then
you
I can just
change.
flick my finger and go from like 1/250th to 1/2000th. But you have to like rehearse it. Just today, I got a
I was
picture
going to say, what
of
happened
an
to you
osprey.
today?
I hadn't rehearsed it. You
You
got to
hadn't.
stay sharp. And when you're not taking pictures, when you're just walking around, you got to set your camera up for flying birds. You
Well,
got to
that's
set it at 1/2000th, continuous shutter, continuous focusing system, all focus points. Just be ready to get a grab shot of a flying bird.
That was so disappointing.
I
We took
know.
the dogs for a walk today. We brought the new camera. We said we never see anything. Every time we have a camera on us, nothing. And then an osprey came flying right over us with a beautiful, huge fish. You can see it on our Facebook page or our Twitter. Oh, Tony's bringing it up here. And the shutter speed was just too slow.
Yeah, it was at 1/200th of a second, but it was a fantastic moment with a camera I really wanted to get a good shot
The
with.
size of that fish. It's who's eating who?
I just wasn't prepared. And I know better. I just didn't think about it when I went to take a walk.
You did. You knew better.
Blew
you were
it.
reckless.
Blew it, Tony.
Look at this duck.
Beautiful reflection. Again, the duck's facing away, so you lose a point for that. But the glossiness of the water is fantastic. So good work, like getting there early. I
Yeah,
can
that's
tell
a
it's
cool shot.
shot early in the day. It's kind of interesting because of the juxtaposition.
Mm.
The bird's feathers are in the same shape as the statue, so I
Yeah.
like it from an artistic sense.
What happened to this fella?
I don't know. I've never seen a bird so messed up. What's going on? You gotta brush your hair, bro.
What happened to him? I feel truly sorry for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
This picture, the background is very sharp and cluttered and bright.
Yeah, there's a lot of
but
distractions
It's
in the shot.
distracting from the subject. Cropping it, as Tony says, put on his shirt over there, would help a little. You have less distractions.
I'm probably the only person in the world who's ever done this, but Northrop.org, which actually made money for me for a long time, it does nothing now, and I haven't updated it in forever, so it's outdated. But
Goodbye.
I have pictures that I've taken of well over 1,000 species of
I
animals.
know I helped.
Most of those
catalog
birds.
them.
Yeah, you did. And the fact that I ran this site gave me a chance to do a scientific study on how people liked their animal pictures cropped. And people
Close.
were much more likely to click on tightly cropped pictures. And for a while, there was a rating system involved too. The tightly cropped pictures always got more clicks. They always got higher ratings. So when you see us cropping, it might not be your intention, but the picture is going to be more popular. And if people don't like that, especially in the thumbnail, people don't like the thumbnail, they're not going to click to see the whole picture.
Here's a nicely cropped one. Look at this fuzzy.
Yeah.
vulture.
Wow. That's fantastic detail. 300 millimeter f4.
Let's glamorize him.
It's got to be in a zoo because they were just outrageously close and looks like a condor maybe. Yeah, so you're doing that thing where you bring up the detail in the eyes.
Why isn't it doing it?
I want to raise the whole exposure a little bit too.
What the heck? His eyes are just black. What is up with you, Condor?
Yeah, there's just like his soul. Yeah, so there's a little detail in there.
There's something.
Anyway, the eyes are the most important part of the picture. As humans, that's the first place we look.
But they still have a nice catch light in them, even though, he doesn't have a beautiful iris or anything. And I love his fuzzy head.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful picture. Look at his feather cape.
Yep.
He's got it going on.
There's just a hint of a fence in the background, but good background blur managed to get rid of most of it, and I don't think most people would be bothered. Another pelican picture. Cute pose that he's in. He's landing. I always think pelicans look so, like, dignified. Like, don't you think if there was a cartoon, they'd play, like, the old wise person?
Yeah, they're stately.
Yeah.
I think black and white might work with this just because the colors are so washed out and flat. It looks like it was an overcast day or something.
Yeah, I like it in black and white, too.
Oh my god.
Oh, cute little duckling.
How can
Adorable
you-
as hell. I don't know. I
how
can't
can you
make
even
any suggestions
criticize-
for that.
He's so cute.
Super cute.
Saloon.
Yeah, it sure looks like a loon.
Is he dead?
No, I think it's nesting behavior. This is clearly in its nest. You know what I'm going to do? I mean, there's a lot of this picture that's not contributing a whole lot to the story, I think. So you do want to follow the rule of space and provide some context, but you can definitely get closer. People like that better. I think we could also bring the shadows up a little here. Just bring out that color a little bit more, bring out the detail in the eyes.
It looks really sad, but it was nice.
Oh, pigeons and seagulls. I had a feeling we'd be seeing some pigeons and seagulls today, but this pigeon at least is involved in a story. I even wish we'd pan a little to the left and see more of the fisherman.
What is the story? It looks like he's been standing there pooping all day.
It does seem like he's just standing in a pile of his own filth. Pigeons are just dirty, dirty birds.
I like the
But I think they're beautiful. I love all the
fisherman.
colors and the
Yeah,
shimmer
I like
that they
the
have.
light in this picture. So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we have a couple of cardinals here. One of the most photogenic birds. In fact, I think these were taken by the same person, same camera, same bird.
I like this one better.
This one is, yeah, it's definitely the better bird. He's here taking a bath.
Bird.
I'm going to raise the exposure just a little bit, but cardinals are just beautiful. The contrast here is a bit much, so let's raise the shadows to reduce that, but beautiful shot.
That is really nice. Oh, this is
Oh.
gorgeous.
Yeah, this is not a shot where you need to crop,
No.
because it is about the overall scene, and birds are just kind of a key part of the composition.
So
but
incredibly beautiful.
this-
I love
yeah.
their choice of black and white.
First one I'm giving just 5 stars on
Yeah.
the pick, because that's just a fantastic picture. Do you think they should brighten it up, get some solid whites in there?
I'll press Alt and you slide. Sometimes when it's done, I look at, oh, the brightness is okay. It kind of brought out some noise and stuff. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's almost a goldfinch, but I don't think it is. I will say watch the sharpening. You almost always add sharpening to wildlife pictures.
Oh, because they had to crop so much.
Yeah, I don't know why it's zooming in. Can we zoom in 1:1? Okay. But this picture shows evidence of over sharpening, which are like the edges start to look a little funky.
Yes.
So just be careful with that.
Be careful.
But beautiful picture, great lighting on it.
Yeah, it's
Nice
beautiful.
soft lighting.
I like the
Good catch
background.
lighting, nice.
I like the seagull.
Yeah.
Majestic.
Great silhouette. Much more interesting than just a sunset picture, right?
Mhm.
Because you have the shape. The balance is pretty good there. I might have wanted to like shift a little bit, like just move a little bit to the left
Yeah.
so that the sun moved a little bit further over here, and just it would balance a little right heavy right now.
Let's go.
Ah, see?
GBH with the fish.
I
Oh
told
my
you, you gotta
goodness.
wait for them to get the
Look at
fish.
this poor fish's face.
I know,
just
it's
feel
freaky
terrible.
when they just spear it like that, right?
I feel very sorry for the fish. Can you imagine if that's how you started your day?
It's fascinating. I've spent hours just thigh deep in swamps watching great blue herons hunt. It's just fascinating to watch
It is.
because it's so much.
I like how they look around. They look so cute. They're like, oh.
Yeah,
you
and they're
see them go-
slow. They'll sit
yeah.
there for 20 minutes and do nothing, and then sometimes they'll just hit,
Yeah.
and they'll toss it up in the air after they grab it and then catch
How
it.
is he going to toss it though? Like, what now? Does he have to live his life with that fish on his?
Yeah, I actually don't know that I've seen them speared like that.
I think he made a mistake.
Yeah,
Oh, here's an osprey.
yeah.
I would bring up these shadows a bit.
Yeah, osprey are one of the most difficult birds because they have both white and black in them.
Yeah, they can be a pain like that.
Um,
Nice. I have a video where I use Lightroom to edit a picture of an osprey, and I think it could help you out here. You should look that up on our channel. But I like the picture, and I like your interest.
or in the Lightroom book.
True, it's in the Lightroom book.
A starling. This is a gorgeous picture. Starlings are one of the most underrated
Oh,
birds. They have
oh,
just
that's so
gorgeous
cute.
colors.
They are beautiful.
I'll say I know scientifically that people hate pictures of birds with gross stuff. I love it.
You know scientifically, did you just say?
Yeah, because I have
think you're
pictures on my
stretching
site.
the definition of science, but
You're right, but I've done some experimentation and what I think are good pictures, and people like the picture of the bird better without the bug than with the bug. But me, you got me. I'm not creeped out. I think
let's
that's
go
a
back to
fantastic
some
picture.
slides, and we'll
5
come
stars.
back to the picture soon.
Okay.
What do we have next? Oh yeah, get our book. Remember that? We have a book. It comes with 100 videos, 14 hours of video. It's the #1 photography book in the world. We made it in our house. Do that. All right,
That's
let's-
stunning digital. I'll say Chelsea made the offer. If you go to stp.io/store and you pre-order the Lightroom 6/CC book with 14 hours of video, she said she would draw a picture in every single one and sign it. We're both signing it.
Well, I know.
But
and
she
you
said
keep-
she would draw a picture, which I think is insane.
I just didn't say the picture was good.
Yeah, but we've sold hundreds already. You're going to be drawing a lot of pictures.
Well, I like
It's insane.
drawing. I don't know what to tell you. Chit
Yeah,
chat.
for chit chat.
This is the part of the show where we grab your comments, and then usually we don't make any helpful comments. Philip Leon said, even though Chelsea is a snobby asshole, sometimes I love you guys, LOL. And I can't explain why, but I just thought that was really sweet. Thank you. This guy,
Yeah, I thought you were going to be defensive about being a snobby asshole. You're just owning it.
he said sometimes I'm a snobby asshole all of the time.
Oh, I see. When you're like, he thinks I'm not an asshole sometimes.
He likes me. He loves me. Jano Skian, exclamation point, said, and this is the edited version, as you've been saying.
I wish I could see the first draft.
Your ass man just stopped, thanks though, it helped. So, I was like, hey, I think we need to add some punctuation to this and get the real meaning. My interpretation was, your ass man, just stop, thanks. Though, it helped. And I think he's saying like, your ass is so great, it's distracting, please stop. But it helped me keep watching your video. That's what I think he's saying. And Justin, I asked him, and before he even knew, he thought the same thing. Your ass. Man, just stop. Thanks, though. It helped. Same thing. Can't get over that ass. Which I always tell people. It's one of your nicest assets. What?
First, I have to say that I am fluent in English as a second language. All you need to do is write a bunch of computer books where everybody in India is studying them and talk with your readers some, and you begin to interpret English as a second language people much better.
Look.
like you begin to understand the
Look,
meaning
look,
a little
look.
bit.
I
maybe.
love people that are English as a second language and watch our videos. I have total respect for them. When I speak another language, I butcher every single one, which is why I would never insult someone in another language.
Yeah.
Okay? I would be as polite. All I learned how to say is like, please, thank you. I just
Excuse me.
apologize profusely for even being alive because I'm butchering whatever other language I'm trying to speak. And that is the mindset more people should take on. Now, Tony's interpretation was, you're an ass, man. Just stop. Thanks, though. It helped. So he thinks you're just a jerk and he wants you to stop even though you were helpful. I think your interpretation is wrong. I think he really likes that booty. Okay, our next comment. He said for the storage part, you could just print and be safer that way. Fire destroys prints. Yeah, and if a meteorite strikes the world, we are all dead. So I think what he's saying is like, you guys know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, no.
I mean, he even brings up a good point. Fire destroys print. Like, yes, okay. We could just stop there. I don't know what the meteorite strike has to do with anything.
Ray has a really good
Also,
solution.
time destroys prints.
He says, not all. I have a spaceship ready to fly to Krypton.
Oh, man, I got bad news for Ray, too.
Well, you know, my favorite thing is when I'm like creeping on people talking to each other and they just say some funny thing. That made me laugh.
I want to play the original Christopher Reeve Superman movie for Ray and just watch like a single tear roll down his eye as Krypton blows up. God, all my plans are ruined. My prince.
Well, it's ready to fly to Krypton, but he could probably fly somewhere else equally disappointing. And then this guy, Ali, said, awesome. And who's that adorable pinky thing in the middle? That's our daughter, Madeline. She is so cute.
She's very pink.
Pink. She's part of us. She takes great pictures, and she's been on the live show.
Mhm.
She's helpful. She'll be around. Okay.
You want to check on
What's-
those results?
Yeah,
We
what's
can.
the result?
Siobhan, get some comments ready. We'll go back to you in just a second.
I like that we had an entire segment on your booty. How does it feel, Sir Northrop?
I suspect less popular than a segment on you would be. Oh my goodness, look at all the others filled in. It's not a
you
huge
feel
shock
them.
that people in our audience have the 400mm f5.6 because we're always telling people to get that
You
lens
think we
for
have
Canon.
any influence on anyone?
Yeah, oh yes, we sold a lot of those lenses. Canon
did?
should be kissing our butt way more.
What do you mean way more? Like any more would be way more.
Well,
they don't care about us
they
at all.
finally sent us an email. They ignored our emails for like 4 years. We sold thousands of those stupid 400mm f5.6 lenses because they're spectacular.
I kind of like being ignored. It makes me feel feisty.
So many others. Oh, I forgot to put in the 150 to 600s. Yeah, those are pretty popular. We still steer people towards the primes just because we found them to be sharper.
Yeah.
Um,
People don't like sharp. They like zoomies.
people love zooms. Yeah. What does this next mean? Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that is.
So let's pop over to Siobhan and see what she got for us.
Siobhan. The Siobhan
Got a
show.
bunch of stuff.
Do you have a cool baby? Oh, she ducked. Oh, she's gone.
She's wily, that one. First, I want to tell people to stop submitting more than one picture. You're killing me over here.
Oh, yeah, I need to mention
guys,
that.
come on. One
We need to
picture.
find a way. We need to find a way to
Yeah.
fix that.
Yeah, we will.
What's your favorite animal to capture besides an osprey?
I mean, I like something exotic. I would love to capture, lions hunting in the wild or something.
I would love to take pictures of elephants.
Yeah.
Mm.
For me, I get a certain rush anytime I capture a new species.
Yeah, that's why.
I just love that when it's a new, something I've never captured before. So, like a couple of years ago, I finally got a picture of a cedar waxwing, something I'd seen fluttering by. Like just last year, I finally got a picture of a bluebird.
Yeah.
They're pretty rare in this area, and they are very shy, and I finally just got a decent picture of one, and that's really exciting for me. I mean, bigger animals are more exciting. It's just we don't get a lot of big animals around here because our
I love the
forefathers
fox.
shot them all.
Our forefathers did do that, but I love the fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fox is just a beautiful animal. What about you, Justin? What's your favorite animal to photograph?
Birds, I suppose. I guess I haven't really photographed anything aside from birds, honestly.
Yeah.
Sorry for the disappointing answer.
No, I mean, birds are just the most plentiful thing because they've managed to survive in, urban environments around people better than, say, moose have. We used to have moose and wolves and cougars in the area, but we
There's
just don't
still
see those
cougars in
anymore.
this area.
We have beautiful birds out here, though. Like, I never saw hardly anything like that out in Arizona.
We have a
Oh,
lot
really?
of
Yeah.
great birds. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't see that much in Texas. You're right. It's a good area for birds. You have any other questions, Siobhan?
She does. She's
A lot.
a lot. Let's go lame on us.
I'm assuming this is talking about Lightroom. Is there a way to automatically adjust highlights and shadows so that they're just right as you would when holding Alt? I hate having to do each photo one by one.
Oh, to synchronize multiple photos? Is that what it is?
Then, yes.
Could you reread the question, Siobhan?
Maybe. I just deleted it.
Oh, I think they were asking if there's a way to adjust multiple pictures at the same time.
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
something that happens with birds all the time because you take 100 pictures of a single bird and then you're like, they're all too dark. So I want to
You
raise.
can apply the adjustments to a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, so you could
How
just
do
select them all in the library module and then do that and it will automatically sync them. You can apply the settings to one picture, do Control-Shift-C. This brings up the copy settings dialog, click copy, and then select another picture, click
Yes,
Control-Shift-V,
that's what
and
I
then
do.
paste it. Or you can go into the develop module, select multiple pictures from the film strip, and make sure auto sync here is on. Turn it on and off with that, and then just apply the settings. And as you can see, it applies to all of them. But that person needs their Lightroom 6 book.
Yeah,
at
they really do. Why'd you tell them
stp.io/store.
everything for free? You keep giving away.
There's
our
so
knowledge.
much more. They can't go asking a question to learn every part of Lightroom. There'd be a lot of
I
questions
thought that
on
was
the
the
live
whole
show.
book right there.
What else you have, Siobhan?
Got a kind of long one from Kyle Wolf, so
I like
I'll let
Kyle.
him slide. You mentioned in previous videos that some printing companies like MPix have people who will use their own creative input to expose your pictures correctly for their printer. Do you know to what degree they'll fix these issues? He wants to print a photo that on his monitor looks good and the histogram shows that he has a few parts peeking, but on other devices the photo looks about a third of a stop underexposed. Do you think they would fix these exposure problems, or should I try to find the printer profile and work with the image myself?
I think that you should go by the histogram. And then I would go with the histogram and then submit it and hope that they adjust it.
So, I trust the guys at MPix because they know their printer.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You have to know the printer. But you can go into the print module here in Lightroom, and you can load in a profile for the printer. So if you go to MPix or you go to Adorama Pix or wherever, you can get a profile for the printer, install it in Lightroom,
Yeah.
and then you can adjust it specifically to that printer, and only then can you have any expectation for getting it to look right, like having the print turn out to be what you see on your screen.
Yeah.
But because printing is such a complex thing, you kind of have to trust them to do it. So that's your option. I just trust them. But if you really want to put some time into it, go for the printer profile thing. I think your odds are better if you trust them. In other words, better that you won't have to get a reprint.
Okay.
It's hard.
Mm.
Joanne, any other questions?
Yep. Are you going to do a G7 versus GH4 comparison video?
I don't know. I mean, we've been so backed up
We're
lately.
so backed up, and we have a lot of interesting videos that we want to put out.
Yeah, and it kind of depends on the level of interest. Like the 5DSR, a lot of people are interested in it. We're interested in it, so it's a lock.
Yeah.
The G7, I don't know. Are there enough people that care about it? If there are a lot of people who care about it, we'll do it, but it's pretty much just for 4K video. I don't think it's going to be a huge thing.
Yeah, but I also want to do fun videos.
Yeah.
And we've been doing a lot of very technical videos because we've been putting out the books. But I think now it's time for us to have some fun.
Okay. So sorry, I don't think we're going to be doing that.
Maybe eventually.
G7, yeah. Maybe we'll do a 4K roundup of cameras at some point when it becomes a little more popular.
Yeah, but right now people always say, I don't have a 4K TV or monitor. Why does it matter to me? So I think we have to wait for the technology a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at a portfolio.
This
First, I want to look up this person's name so we can address him. Enrique Larson. I know that name. Osman?
Henry.
This is really cute. I love the way the baby's hanging over the edge.
My only
along
gripe
with
with that
everything else.
picture, this is your portfolio. You don't need your watermarks on there.
Yeah, we're not fans of watermarks. I do like that there's some depth to it that is behind the picture, but generally we're not fans, so you'll probably always see us complain about the watermarks.
Yeah, but people are gonna take your picture and crop them out or whatever, no matter what. Like it doesn't. It's all I see. And his
Right.
pictures are nice, so I want to see the picture, not the.
The pictures are good, and that's making them look worse. I'll also say you seem to be limiting. Oh wait, maybe I can click that to view it full screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those watermarks are distracting, but
Look at that crazy baby. That baby's gonna party one day.
yeah, I suspect this kid got most of mom's DNA, and this kid got dad's DNA. Don't you think?
Yeah, they're like,
They're
yeah,
paired
we
up
live with
appropriately.
this. We live with it.
Spot color. Are you loving that?
I like
You
this
look
person.
away.
Please don't put me on the spot. It's like, oh. I asked God for a boy. He gave me a prince. That's sweet.
This is key to being a portrait photographer, is getting lots of props like this. Little signs and baskets and stuff. I know we have a whole stack of them.
Oh my gosh, this baby looks so
Kid's
aware.
expression is really funny. Kids have some great expressions, and the photographer
I
here
love
is
this
great
picture.
at getting
back,
the
go
expressions
back,
out
go
of the
back.
kids.
One thing I like about this picture is the more natural environment.
Yeah.
This looks pro. Oh my gosh, that's like a beatnik baby. Right? Like it would snap.
You're right.
after
It's a
some
very
poetry.
serious picture with the dark background and the serious expression.
Wow, these are beautiful.
All right, I think we found this guy's wheelhouse. It's the landscapes. Nice long exposure. A little bit of HDR in there, but just a striking picture.
Those Nordic people have some beautiful landscapes, though.
I'm not great with the fake,
The fake God rays are
rays,
bumping me.
but
I think
maybe
without
other
it, it would be
people
better.
are.
Yeah,
but I love the picture. Otherwise, I love the
Yeah.
symmetry there.
I love that.
Uh,
Too many God rays again, but
Yeah, you know, and there too, the post-processing effects are something that are going to bump photographers more than regular people.
yeah, that's true.
So things like the fake moon and the fake sky here, every photographer is immediately going to know.
That's all I see.
But non-photographers might love it. And if you're trying to sell your work, if you're trying to sell your services, you're selling mostly to non-photographers. No other photographer is going to hire you or buy a print or something.
Okay.
So you have to kind of keep
Great.
your audience
Oh,
in
that's
mind.
beautiful, but I don't like the fake sparkles.
Yeah, we're a little bumped by all the post-processing. Same with that picture.
Yeah, but what I
But I
found
think
from
the
my
pictures are fundamentally good.
post-processing, I usually, when I'm first learning something, I go like way overboard, and then it takes months and months for me to go back and be like, oh man, that was like too many God rays. So it's just a part of the learning process.
I think
You'll
your wedding
find-
portfolio looks really good. There seems to be a lot of diversity here, a lot of variety. It's clear that you shoot quite a few weddings. And you've been more conservative with the effects and stuff here. Not too many pictures at all. I think that looks great. What does S/V mean?
I'm scared.
Of this? That's a pretty cool picture. Oh, I gotta click the plus.
That looks like what's that kind of cat that I'm thinking of with the flat face? A Persian.
That's
They have
beautiful.
those Ron Swanson eyes.
Osprey.
A lynx.
Beautiful wildlife pictures. Just so much diversity. You don't see too many people who do this many different types.
I like
of
that
things.
one. He was left out.
Okay, so we had some suggestions for you. I think.
Oh,
Wow, this guy's
you are
got. I don't
committed.
even know how to say it, like a Geely suit, but he's got that 400mm f5.6 prime. That's my man.
I would put the text in a non-script font.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really nitpicking you now, but I'm having a hard time reading it.
Thought I would.
But
It'd
I
be cool
can't
to check
read.
on his prices,
I'm
but I
illiterate.
don't know what currency these are in.
Yeah.
Presumably, if you're interested in hiring him, you're in the
He's
same
in
area.
one of those
and you
Nordic
probably
countries,
know.
I think, and everything's like $1 million there.
It
Based
is
on when I
expensive in
travel
those
there.
places.
We
yeah.
got a martini, and it was like that full, as full as your empty glass, and I think it was like $20 in Norway. We were like, "Whoa, how is anyone getting drunk in Norway?" I worry about the people in Norway. Or, I'm sorry, we were in Sweden.
Yeah.
Oh, Erky, I'm sorry. I confused the two. I worry about people in Sweden. I don't think they're getting drunk. And if they are, they're probably not paying their mortgage.
So this needs to be
What?
cropped down. This is a swallow or swan. Not swan.
It's,
merlin?
no, it's a swan.
It is.
Marlin.
And that's a swan, Justin. You can see by its long,
Can we just check on the
graceful neck.
progress of my drink here?
Well, I
It's
said
one of the rare Thursdays when I know I don't have to
you
drive.
don't have to drive.
I
Guys,
went ahead and doubled down.
it's my sister's
Went all
birthday. We're
out.
going out. You came down with a massive martini. And I said, Tony, is this safe? And you said, I don't have to drive.
Golly knows what's going to happen with the cropping later.
Oh,
A cygnet.
beautiful. I love cygnets.
Absolutely beautiful. A little underexposed though. Got to raise that up some. Too much. Yeah, get it nice and bright. We want right here is where we're looking. And the water droplets,
It's beautiful.
just fantastic. 5 stars.
5 stars in a pick.
Okay, pick.
I really like peacocks in Spain, which is a really like you're like
Yeah, they're
oh,
real self-centered,
You're a garden
which is a
bird.
bad sign for you. Something worth
Well,
mockery.
maybe they.
I think the stream is cutting out.
That the stream is cutting out, so we're sorry. I love the rule of thirds composition here.
This is. Hold on. Wow.
It's an Oriole, a Baltimore
I
Oriole.
love Orioles, but
It's
did we? Oh, it's blown out.
Yeah, we don't have the raw file, so I would try to recover those highlights.
Recover these
Some
highlights.
birds are very reflective, and it has a black head too, which makes it really difficult.
It's
so it's
hard.
too contrasty.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
also, you could be slower. You could be at 1/400th of a second, 1/250th of a second,
Yeah, he could have been doing something crazy before this.
and that would let you use a
I
lower
like the
ISO,
colors.
use a higher f-stop to get a sharper picture out of it. What do
Wow.
you think, Justin? Are we back online? Or are there still
Yeah,
issues?
we are now.
Oh, good.
Okay. This bird's nice.
Yeah, that is beautiful. It's flying away, but at the same time, it's such a compelling picture and composition that I feel like it's okay. The distance between the back wing and the front wing here are a little off balance, so I might have shifted a little to the right with the crop, assuming you cropped. But overall, I think it's a great picture. I don't know. What are you?
I don't know what happened. But
You've lost your mind.
I have. Let's keep going. Let's move.
Okay.
Osprey in the shadows.
Yeah. Another osprey here, and just at a glance, I can see this picture's a little unsharp, and it's the atmospheric conditions. Because I can tell from looking at the sky that it's a humid day. And people don't
Whoa,
understand. They're
whoa.
always blaming
You would make a
photography, do astrophotography. You begin to understand the atmosphere.
no.
in a
I meant
really
because of
deep
your
level.
hair and your blazer
Yeah, and I am good at working behind me
and
like
you
this with the
pointing at
screen.
things. Yeah.
So that's another reason to get out there early in the morning, because the skies
Early.
tend to be clearer, the humidity is lower, you will just get sharper
The
shots with
early
that.
bird catches the bird. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Also, it's good to have the sun behind you, because this bird is backlit, which means he's in shadow. There are two things. For one, he's underexposed, so now is going to be noisy, but also the lighting on him is soft, because the only light on him is reflected from the environment, from the air. Hard light gives you sharper pictures. So
Tony,
keep the sun to your back.
You are just so smart.
Cardinal in a tree, but we need to get closer.
I
It's
like
already
it a little
severely
zoomed out.
cropped. Yeah, I think the overall scene is.
I think this would look good in
is
spot
attractive.
color. I'm just kidding. I lied.
An ibis.
Oh, an ibis, yeah. You know, albino ibis.
No. Just wanted to crop it down to improve the balance
of
of,
course
it a
you
little
did.
bit, but definitely taking a zoo. Ibises must be the. I assume it's
Why
taken
do
in
you
a
think
zoo
this is taken in a zoo?
because
this is
every
clearly a
zoo
backyard
has
ibis.
like 400 ibises. They must be the easiest animal to care for, because
Stop.
any zoo you go to,
They're
like
not. They're high maintenance. The
flamingos
flamingo
also.
is the easiest bird to take care of. The last zoo we went to, like kids were like punching them and throwing fruit snacks at them. They were fine. You could do anything to a flamingo.
Don't throw fruit snacks at flamingos. Or pelicans. The sky here is really blown out.
That's why you should make it black and white and just go all the way.
Fair enough.
Who are you?
A warbler. I'm
Oh,
saying
please.
warbler.
Please,
I might be
please,
wrong.
please.
Definitely need to crop this down some. We're going to keep in mind the role of space as we crop here, because he's looking over to the left. That just kind of shifts the balance, the visual weight of the photo. But go ahead and get in there tight. People like that picture better. It's also a little underexposed, but we'll go ahead and move
You know
on.
what my favorite bird is?
Pelican with fencing, a little distracting.
The shoebill.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take a break and pop over to the browser here and just look up a shoebill.
They're amazing. Excuse me.
You know what? I will look up my own website. Here are pictures that we took
I don't like our
together
website anymore.
in Japan.
It's
No,
old.
this website is terrible and old and hasn't been updated in forever. But this is the shoe bill. It's the coolest bird of all. Its bill looks like a shoe. And as a result,
It looks like Howard the Duck. Remember that movie?
you might think that
They're
it's
huge.
named for the bill that looks like a shoe, but it was named by a guy named Bill Shoe, who discovered it.
Are you lying right now?
Yeah.
Okay, they're also very huge. Like their head is about this big. They're massive. They're very big, and that's what makes them so beautiful too. This is taken in a zoo in Japan, right?
Yeah, I think they're native to Asia, but yeah, just beautiful birds. Siobhan,
There's
do you have
something
any
human about them.
questions or comments for us before I get too drunk to answer anything?
Yes, I really liked your shoe bill joke.
Come on. You're muted.
Um,
You're muted.
what is your
Siobhan.
favorite celeb photographer?
David LaChapelle, for me.
Wait, celeb photographer? Like they photograph celebrities, or they are a celebrity? Because Brad Pitt is also a photographer, and he takes pretty good pictures. And Howard Stern is a photographer, and someone else, but I can't remember.
Leonard Nimoy had some pretty
Oh,
good
he had
portraits.
some great pictures.
I don't know celebrities who are photographers. I really like David LaChapelle's work.
Brad Pitt is like,
These are all pictures of Brad Pitt.
yeah, but even when he's taking pictures,
Does he
people are
not have a
like, he
Squarespace
looks
portfolio?
beautiful taking pictures.
um,
By the way, this episode is brought to you
I was gonna say.
by Squarespace. They're our sponsor, and we have to say nice things about them, but we also just want to because we both have Squarespace portfolios and we love them. I've had several before, and Squarespace is the first one that looks professional. You don't get those tacky backgrounds. Everything is streamlined, clean, gorgeous. Go to my portfolio. I saw you going to yours. Selfish. Squarespace offers 24/7 customer support, which I hear is wonderful. And it's really easy to update. I do it all the time. It's fun, it's easy, it's affordable. It starts at $8 per month. If you sign up now using the coupon code Photo News, you get 10% off your purchase. And if you buy your portfolio for a year, you get a free domain name, so you can get a cool domain name with your name like me, chelseanorthrup.com.
Right, and you don't have to choose a particular. They have a set of templates that make it very easy. But as you can see, Chelsea's template is very different from the Squarespace portfolio we just looked at.
Yeah.
If you were to pull it up on your cell phone
You know
or a
what?
tablet,
People
it would
only
also
go to
look
this
fantastic.
first page, this portfolio page, for some reason.
Yeah, this is one that we study our analytics and we use our guidance around portfolios to guide you. You need to make your front page really eye-catching. Now, you went with mostly just an index, so you kind of require people to click something.
Yeah.
I went a little different route. I have a
Let's see what you
slideshow.
did. Still me.
I recognize her. Let me see. Okay, there we go. So, screen environment, it would look just as good if you pulled it up on a tablet or smartphone. And at any point, I can just log in here.
People are going to look at your keystrokes and they're going to hack you. And they're going to upload butt pictures.
Butt pictures, that would be great. You have things like metrics here, so you can see the traffic overview. And getting really personally here, but now you can see how the traffic on my site has changed over time. I'm dropping, Chelsea. Oh my God,
Nobody
what's
cares
happening?
about
I'm
you.
becoming
Just
less
month by
and less
month,
popular.
people care less.
Mobile usage. I don't know. Let's see what's in here. Oh, look, mobile devices are becoming more and more popular
Oh, wow.
in just the last year. This is over the course of a year.
I
that
like
we've been
seeing
with
which pages
Squarespace.
are more popular.
Yeah, where would that be?
Popular content.
Right, popular content. So look at this huge piece of graph here, this is all for the portfolio page. You think people are going to like click through to portfolio wildlife, portfolio landscapes? your
People,
About
no,
Me
they
page?
don't.
They
And
don't.
people also like our about pages. That's why I lied about my age on there, because I like to check the people.
But only 12% of people even get to my about page. And that's the kind of useful information you get from these stats. You can even install a mobile app
Yeah.
on your iPhone that shows you this information so you can see it just on the go.
Let's go back to some pictures because it's 5:52. We have to start wrapping this up.
This is a bluebird.
They're beautiful.
I've been chasing them forever. They're very shy. This turned out just great. Watch those highlights as you recovered. I like to see a little bit
And
of
clean
detail
up the
in
noise
here.
in the background.
Yeah, in chapter 8 of Stunning Digital Photography,
See
there's a
all
video
that?
that shows you how to clean the noise in the background. It's a completely blurry part of the picture. I wish Lightroom did this automatically. You had to pull it into Photoshop, really. But you can reduce the noise, eliminate the noise in the background without impacting the sharpness of the bird itself. Make it a nice, smooth wash.
Yeah,
Before you show the picture off, that's something you definitely want to do.
that helped a little, but no.
Okay. Trying to get to the next picture. I can't get out of it. Okay.
Whoa.
Wow.
Dang, what?
What is this? And eat a seagull next frame.
Yeah.
Bald eagles are. I feel like
Lazy?
the FBI is going to arrest us if we say anything bad
But
about bald
greedy.
eagles. The
They're-
CIA is on the way, Chelsea.
Whenever we are out taking pictures, there will be some bird just catching its own fish, and then the bald eagle comes along and is like, actually, that's mine, bitch. And then they'll just take it.
Yep. And they will just eat other birds,
They're
which just feels
bullies.
wrong.
They're bullies.
Yeah. Yeah, so they will wait until an osprey grabs a fish, and then they will go right after the osprey.
Fitting for our country.
No, I don't think it's the best bird. I feel like it's a majestic looking bird, but it just acts like an asshole. It's like Alec Baldwin
You
around
know-
his kids.
What? This is why Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey to be the national bird. This is a great picture. They're all looking at something else, and he's got some kind of social disorder.
Yeah, I love the arrangement here, and the one there's a distinct pattern, and then one
He's
person
breaking
the
it.
pattern, kind of a classic
Badass
rule.
bird.
Great picture of a swan, perfect
Swan.
exposure.
Okay.
Needs to be doing something.
Oh,
Another
like
swan
that?
picture.
Just being fabulous.
It is more interesting because of the interesting lighting. Very nice. Trying
Who's
to move
he?
fast here.
Who's he?
You
You don't know. Don't try to make it up.
It's not coming to me.
No, you don't know. Oh, they
Female
look so
cardinal.
cute when they're chubby.
I would pull it
You
in a
would crop.
little bit just
Nobody's
to
surprised.
improve the balance. Just
Okay.
improve the balance. But nice shot.
I like how their eyebrows are colored, like they fill them in like me.
This is a thrush. You have lots of detail here. So I would just crop it a
Thrush
little
is
bit tighter.
also a name for an oral fungi.
GBH, but he's facing away a little bit. It's a great shot, as we said before. Just keep shooting. Wait for it to grab something. That's the moment that you're really looking for.
Wait for it to grab. His feet are, I think, in focus. No, I'm mistaken. He's got muddy feet.
Yeah, it's a little bit
That's a cool
unsharp.
picture.
I'm not sure why. It could be atmospheric conditions. It could just be that the lens was
It's probably,
measured.
it looks like it's a foggy day. Look at that background.
Yeah,
But I
you're
like it,
absolutely
and
right.
I like the crop.
And you also might want to be at more like 1/1500th
Okay.
for that. You'll get a lot of
agree.
motion blur. Nope, tighter crop.
Oh, why is the background pinky so cute?
Yeah, I
So-
imagine he's flying in front of.
Oh,
That is
this is
fantastic.
precious.
You were so lucky to get a nice sharp picture at 1/800th of a second.
Wow.
I think the money shot for a hummingbird is
Honey,
them pulling nectar from a flower, but this is a fantastic shot. Incredible amounts of detail,
it's
beautiful light, beautiful catch light in
Their
the eye.
feathers are incredible.
You know what? 5 stars
Oh my
because
gosh.
hummingbirds are just real.
Give it
fun.
a pick. Give it
Yeah.
a pick. This pen.
Yeah, I photographed this, but I don't remember it. Just changing the composition a little bit, but yeah,
That's
it's a
beautiful.
beautiful bird, perfect sharpness.
A chickadee. They're
The
always
chickadee,
sweet,
every photographer's
brave,
favorite
bold.
bird.
They will come right up to you.
Pretty
Today,
and
our
kind of muddy.
bird
lighting.
feeder was empty, and a chickadee landed on it and looked at me and tweeted. And I really think it was like, "Come on, fill this."
Yeah. This is some variety of waxwing. Absolutely just a gorgeous picture. But there's a,
Camera shake.
I don't know. I've never seen anything quite like that. I don't know.
Mm.
It's not what camera shake usually looks like. I just never seen anything like that. But something's up.
Earthquake.
Oh, you know what? They're shooting through multiple layers of glass, I think.
Think they have a filter on or something?
Maybe there's a filter. Take off the filters. Don't shoot through the glass.
Hmm.
It's a little bit of weirdness there.
That looks like a smug duck, right?
Yeah, he's a snobby.
He belongs with me.
Those are there. Beautiful picture. Duck butt.
Duck butt. Please.
Everybody gets duck butt pictures. Watch the balance here. Just want to pull in a little bit closer to the head to balance the distance between the tail.
Is he posing or is he actually looking at something?
Yeah, that's a beautiful picture. Catch light in the eyes. The photographer had the sun to their back. Pulled down the background a little bit, like the exposure was probably difficult, and then we ended up with some fringing there, something to watch out for. Looks like he turned his head just away just a little bit, but overall
love
just a
the
great picture.
background. Whoa.
Another
Don't jump. You have a family.
like a hawk. Yeah, it just needs to be in tighter, I think. Oh, look at this
Beautiful. This must
hummingbird
be
picture.
the same person.
That is spectacular.
That's beautiful. I've
Yeah,
never seen
that's
that type
incredible
of hummingbird. Have you?
detail. Taken with a Pentax. No, I don't know. That's look at those purples.
We have to wrap it up.
Let's jump back to Siobhan real quick. Siobhan,
Siobhan,
you have any questions for us?
questions.
I'll go through and just find some best of pictures here.
Yeah, sure.
That was a nightmare.
How do I know if a lens is too heavy for my camera body? My vintage lens is more than double the weight of the body. Is it okay to use?
Yeah, it's fine to use. Just make sure you pick it up by the body and the lens, not just the body. Otherwise, you might bend them out. Next.
Do you have any suggestions for shooting a huge event? Going to try and hit Rolling Thunder this weekend, and with 300,000 people, should I focus on small?
I mean, you might not get close to your... What's Rolling Thunder? I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't.
If you're not
I'm going to assume a music event or a biker event.
I wasn't really sure. I don't know. I
My
mean, if you're
first
not-
thought was farting event.
Why would you think that? Farting event? That's never happened. I would say, yeah, go small, take pictures of the people, make it more like street photography. Next.
Oh, sorry, I was looking up Rolling Thunder. What planet would you like to photograph up close?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Neptune.
Yeah, I feel like Jupiter would just be beautiful.
Jupiter has got a lot of like reds and creamy colors, and Neptune has got that rich blue, which I'm interested in. Next.
Have you ever used Rokinon cinema lenses?
No.
Yes.
You have?
And if so, can you explain the depth of frame and light transmission difference between f-stops and t-stops?
Wait, this is too complicated. Can we just do next?
So f-stops describe your depth of field. T-stops describe the actual light coming through the lens. They're usually very close to each other. T-stops are what you actually get for exposure. Videographers worry about them more than actual photographers because your camera will pretty much auto-expose it. T-stops, the light that actually gets through the lens is something less than the actual f-stops. Different lenses transmit different light successfully. The Rokinon lenses are fantastic. They're all manual. There's no autofocus, but for videography, you're usually manually focusing.
It's 601.
Next.
Let's look at the picture.
Okay,
Let's
I'll
look at
filter
that-
this real quick.
Let's look at that picture of that snake thing. That was awesome.
Just a fantastic picture of a bluebird in flight. Just wanted to congratulate you on that. Bald eagle in flight. Fantastic, perfect exposure. I don't know.
A bird in a cup?
The bird's in a cup.
You're
it's
getting
beautiful.
crazy, people.
Look
A
at this,
snake
like a red-tailed hawk,
and a
I
hawk.
think, going after a
Who will
snake.
win?
Beautiful. A European robin, just a fantastic, sharp picture.
A swallow of some
Merlin or
sort.
a swallow.
Merlin something.
Yeah, but a beautiful portrait, nice
Oh my
and
God,
sharp. And
duck
these two ducks
brothers.
are incredibly cute.
Kingfisher.
Kingfisher.
My white whale.
Yes.
Your white whale.
Turning away a little bit.
Sunset.
I don't know what's going on here. It must be a
chickens.
comp, but it's super cute. Here we have a hummingbird actually going in for a
It's
flower.
adorable. It's beautiful.
Female ruby-throated maybe. And that's it.
One
we
more
have to go
question.
someplace. Okay, back to Siobhan.
Yo, pressure's on, guys.
One more question.
Deepak made a funny comment that you guys are breakfast at Tony's because, yeah,
Oh, because of the
you
way
look
we're
like
dressed,
Audrey
I guess.
Hepburn. What would be the most versatile prime lens to take on a vacation if you could only take one?
You'd
Prime
go
lens,
wide.
Why would you?
I would say 35 millimeter on a full frame body.
I would go 50.
Really, that's pretty tight. You can't take pictures like in a restaurant or something.
I would still go 50.
Here's my thing. You can always crop down.
Yeah.
You can go wider too, but you have to shoot a panorama. So panoramas only work for still life stuff. So I'd rather err on the side of being too wide. Chelsea says 50. I say 35, equivalent on full frame.
I'd rather have the best of one lens than trying to always finagle another lens and be subpar.
Are we going to have to throw down here?
Let's fight.
It's getting serious now.
Breakfast at Tony's. Fight club at Tony's. That's
Are you-
it. We're done.
Okay, we're done.
Goodbye.
Thursdays at 5. See you next week. Squarespace, our sponsor. Thank you.
Great.
Take care, guys. See you next week. Creative portraits. Bye.
Creative portrait.
That's a very